Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this episode, I just want to talk about something short and concise, but moreover just give some advice to everybody who's struggling with anxiety about the future, not knowing what to expect or what's to come, or going through some type of hardship where they have to wait. And so, inshallah, this will be beneficial for anybody who's in that situation, which is really all of us at some point in our life. I'm one of those people, just like everybody else, that gets really, really bad anxiety about the future. I panic. I'm like, what's going to happen? I don't know. And I tend to really, really worry myself sometimes. And sometimes it's like, even after I figure out what happens, I just get more anxiety. I'm just like, what's happening? Like, it's a sense of not having control. And I think the reason why anxiety is such a worldwide thing among everybody, really, even the prophets and the people that came before us, is because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we don't have control over our life. Allah does. So it's very, very difficult to feel content and understand or expect what to come when you don't know. And that's why I always like to remind myself that I only know what Allah lets me know, but Allah knows everything. And another thing I really remind myself very frequently is that Allah's not going to benefit harming me. It doesn't matter to Him. He's not going to, become more powerful by harming me. He's not going to do what's bad for me unless it's good for me in a manner. If something bad happens to me and it teaches me the importance of the deen and it helps me get closer to Allah, that wasn't bad for me. That was good for me. It was bad for me in the moment, but then long term it became good for me. And that's my point. Allah never benefits from doing bad upon somebody. It's not going to make Allah more powerful, and it's not going to make Allah more, filled up with more glory, anything like that. Allah's power remains regardless of whether you obey Him or you don't. So that, I just want to get that out the way. Allah doesn't care. Allah's not going to benefit from harming me. That's something I remind myself all the time because I'm a servant of Allah. I try my hardest. I know everyone who's probably listening to this tries their hardest. You try your hardest to pray. You try your hardest to, read the Quran, get on your deen, whatever. You try your hardest. And that's the thing about this religion. Your efforts grant you massive rewards. And then if your efforts pull through, you are capable of doing a good deed or something, you get even more reward. And that's the thing that makes this religion stand out even more. Your efforts get you rewarded every single step of the way. One of the big things I like to tell myself whenever, have anxiety about something, whether it's like a test grade or, school, whatever, future, career, whatever, I always like to remind myself one big thing. And it's that my soul is meant to outlive this earth because I was created for a greater purpose. This doesn't just go for me, this goes for everybody. And how you choose to outlive your soul on this earth is your choice. When you're a Muslim who's truly on the path of righteousness and goodness, in the end, when you die and your soul's returned back to Allah, when you find out that you'll be going to Jannah, your soul, just like I said earlier, is outliving this earth. Your soul's created for something way greater. You were created for Jannah. Okay, you were. Allah wants each and every single one of us to go to Jannah. And if you're Muslim right now, you're listening to this, He wants you to go to Jannah. There's a reason He gifted you with this proper path, this proper religion. So your soul is meant to outlive something greater. It's meant to outlive and be greater than your 9 to 5, than your job, than your school, than whatever career you're getting. Your soul is bigger than that. Because you are part of Allah's great big divine plan. You are one of the people that He wants to see in Jannah. Another thing I tell myself very often is I tried my hardest, so now I'm leaving the rest up to Allah, because that's exactly a really big part of our faith, to have tawakkul, to have blind trust, to try your hardest, to try your end, and then leave everything else to God. Because what else can I do? I'm human. I only know the things God let me know. So if you're studying for a really big test and you don't know what to expect or whatever's happening, study your hardest, you did your end, take the test, and leave the rest to Allah. Because what else can you do? You're a human being. And if it's good for you, if it's truly good for you, Allah will give it to you. That is my biggest promise, 100%, always. Sometimes things come to us in the face of bad. We don't understand why. Those things break us down, and sometimes we're not even able to heal them. But let me tell you something. Sadness that brings you back to Allah is better than happiness that ever took you away from Him. So always keep these few things in mind, that after you try your hardest, you've done your end, you've done your effort, leave the rest up to Allah. There's a reason why He's the Almighty. There's a reason why we trust in Him. He doesn't make mistakes. We do. Moreover, He doesn't benefit from hurting us. So there's really no reason we shouldn't be trusting Him. And moreover, finally, always remember that your soul is meant to outlive this earth and do even better and greater things. That is one of the biggest beauties about Islam. This world may be a trap, a prison for us believers, but in the end, there is something way bigger, way better, and permanent waiting for us. So even if you're struggling on this earth, try your best to stay on the path of Allah and, worship and increase in worship, really. Try your best to just do even better than you already are in your religious status. Gain a better relationship with God. Because if things don't work out on this earth, it's okay. Because your soul, like I said, it's meant to outlive this earth, do greater things, create a great connection with God, and take that connection and hope that connection be the thing that gets you into Jannah. Inshallah, this is beneficial for somebody. This is quite short. I think it's only like 5 minutes. But this was just some thoughts I had in my mind. So always remember that Allah is always going to do what's good for you. Always remember your Almighty for His mercy and His kindness, as your Lord is what you think of Him. So have a blessed day, everybody.